Alright, little intermission at the start here. I'm going to talk about a lot of numbers and it's going to be at least a bit confusing, and don't worry, you don't need to take notes, alright? Everything number-wise is already in the description. The first link is going to be a Google document with all the numbers you're going to need to perfectly build any class. So don't worry about taking notes, enjoy the video and click on the document in the description. What's good? Hope you're doing fine. Today we're going to talk about endgame gearing, and as you can see we are going to start out juicy. We're going to go straight into the DPSs, and on the note of DPS there's only one thing you need to keep in mind. Every DPS can be built the same. Every fighter, mage and marksman can be in general built the same. Obviously there's like certain differences based on their kit, their passives and the way they interact with certain stats, but we get to like certain exceptions, but in general every fighter, mage and marksman can be built the exact same. And so if we now take a look at those stats, what do we see? We're going to start with attack. We have a lot of attack, in this case around 300%. You're totally fine going anywhere from 200 and then up to 300%. Reason being for 300% is that we're going to use this build outside of Guild Boss. And now let me show you something. If you would consider running Guild Boss setups, then you're going to use 2 crit damage pieces and 1 attack bonus piece compared to the usual 2 attack bonus, 1 crit damage or even 3 attack bonus setups, because the resistance and the defense of the Nightmare 4 or even Nightmare 3 boss isn't high enough to validate going 3 times attack percent. So for Guild Boss you can start trying to implement crit damage pieces, but only under the condition that you're actually using a Dolores. Dolores is very important to make it possible. Also that you have a good uptime on your Dolores. And yeah, that's pretty much how you're able to start implementing crit damage into your Guild Boss runs. But alright, let's continue. The next important stat after attack is by a mile crit rate. Crit rate is very important. You want at least 95% if we want to talk true endgame. So you want to bring up your crit rate next, and after crit rate we're going to start looking at crit damage. And the goal is to start progressing into getting crit damage on every single slot. Obviously it's way harder to get that on the left side, because as you can see we don't have a crit damage piece here, and we also won't get one unless it's ancient, right? So getting 5 times crit damage subs, unless you're obviously running crit damage main set, is the goal, but it's definitely harder, especially because you can't get it on the weapon, and on an armor you would need to find an almost perfect piece. Alright. And after that, the last stat we need to take a look at really is going to be attack speed. Attack speed, you want at least 100. You want at least 100 attack speed, because that's where you still get the biggest reduction in attack interval. And after that, you want to go up to 250 comfortably and try aiming to close to 250, because 250 is a so-called soft cap. And what that means is that every point after 250 isn't actually worth as much as the 250 points before that. So if you can start aiming anywhere to 250, and if you can get over it, that's fine, but around 250 is the sweet spot. And the last minor stat is going to be rage region. Rage region isn't going to be important for most stages, but rage region has a very important spot regarding a Guild Boss and Arena. So once you start progressing past 20,000 blood on Nightmare 4 and Guild Boss, you want to start matching your rage region to your other units and then use your ultimates with specific timings. So rage region is definitely an endgame stat, but as long as you don't want to go above 20k in Guild Boss, for the moment you don't need to worry about it as much. Especially because with all the substats it's quite hard to find a piece that has rage region on it. Alright, now to some exceptions. For example, Setram. Setram you can build by actually giving him only 82% crit. Reason being he gets crit from his passive over here. And another one of the exceptions would be Zealous. Zealous doesn't need attack speed because he states that he doesn't interact with the attack speed stat. So if you wanna find out the specifics, check your hero's kits and see if there's anything you can do stat-wise because of the changed things in their passive or in their basic attack. Alright, so as you see, it's quite simple building a DPS. And yeah, obviously specific gearing then depends on where you are and what you want to reach, right? Also, don't count every mage as a mage. There's also an exception in the mage category in general, which would be Mary. Because Mary has 0, and I say 0 DPS potential, which means you're going to only want on her HP, attack speed, and rage regen if you want her to freeze a lot. And that's the only conditions you need on the Mary, because Mary is an exception. She doesn't even do damage, so no need to actually build her for damage. The next class we're going to need to take a look at is then going to be tanks. Tanks are super simple. For most tanks, besides Azor and Garn, there's only one true set for the left side, which is going to be Life Force, or the upgraded version, let's see if I have one, which would be the Immortal Warrior set. And what you want to do is, you're going to always look for basically one main set later on and one subset. You always want a combination of HP bonus and defense bonus. You always want those two on all of your pieces. HP bonus, defense bonus. And even on the left side, you're going to stack HP bonus in the main stat and then get defense bonus in the subsets. That's the only thing you need to look out for. Because tanks are that simple. And if you're asking yourself, oh, why didn't you build a Guardian set? Obviously a Guardian set helps, but this set, and even on my Oleg with a similar set, I've been able to beat Nightmare Voidrift. Building tanks isn't actually that hard. Though, if you do want to min-max tanks, besides HP percent and defense percent subsets, the only stats you really want would be attack speed and rage regen. Attack speed, so your tanks hit more and regenerate rage, and rage regen, so they get more rage from hitting something or getting hit. Basically allowing your tanks to cycle their ultimates faster, which is useful for everyone besides Oleg, because Oleg's ultimate isn't really going to be used unless you're playing Voidrift Hard or Nightmare. So yeah, as you can see, tanks are quite very simple. And now on to the last class, which is going to be healers. So, for healers, there's 2 possible sets on the left side. Or basically 3 possible sets, right? You know that healers scale with different stats. So there's healers that scale with attack and there's healers that scale with HP. And before you build your healer, what you want to check is what does my healer scale based on. And how do you do that? You're going to go into your basic attack, click on the basic attack, click on the green text, and then you're going to see it's either restores HP based on the target's max HP and the caster's attack, or the caster's HP. Once you've checked that, you know how to build your healer, and then there's only 2 sets for the left side to consider. Set number 1 is going to be the Salvation set, giving you healing effect, and set number 2 is going to be either Calamity, if it's an attack-based healer, or Life Force, if it's an HP-based healer. And substat-wise, it's also quite simple to build. But let's get into the stats first. So, for an attack-based healer, early on, you want around 7,000 attack, and in total, so the white number plus the green number, right? And endgame, you want at least around 14,000. The next important stat for a healer is definitely going to be healing effect. You want healing effect, the stat gets underestimated quite a lot, but healing effect, you want it at least 100. So your goal is to push your main stat first, and then get healing effect to at least 100, and then the last important stat is going to be attack speed, and attack speed you also want at least 100, and then the same as with the DPS, going up to the soft cap of 250. And then last one, if you need more heals, feel like you want more heals and have some free subset slots, bring in some rage regen, but rage regen on healers isn't as important. And that's also healers. So, that's basic gearing done, and if you feel like, oh, that were a lot of numbers, what can I do, how can I keep that all in mind. In the description is a document linked with all the stat thresholds perfectly there, and also again the way on how to find out how to build your healer. So yeah, click on that document, save it, build your units, and dominate. See ya!